But the Nazis, they were very clever. So what they did, they covered it with the tarp and just painted some like fake bridges and stuff. So for the bombers to see that from the above, they couldn't really pinpoint where exactly to drop the bomb in order to destroy the town hall. And it worked. It survived. Hello guys, and welcome to another video. Also, welcome to Hamburg in Germany. What you just saw is St. Michael's Church. In this video, I just want to give you a tour of Hamburg City in general. I did make a video yesterday, but that was prior to the walking tour I did. So it didn't really have much in-depth knowledge, but more of just like walk and talk. But today I've just finished the tour, so I'm armed with a lot of knowledge and fun facts. Starting off from this church, we will go all the way up so we can have a good view of the city, hopefully 360. And there's also something interesting up there, that is the mechanical clock, the background of it. I've never seen that in my life, so I'm excited for that. For this church, the ticket I believe is €8 to enter, and there are about 400 something stairs to go up. Good thing is I don't have to do that because they also have an elevator. Right, let's do it. €8, that is correct. Pretty fancy ticket. So to enter the church, it's free, but to go up the tower, that's why you pay €8. This is impressive. All right, let's go to the tower. So cannot completely avoid these stairs, but only 52 stairs and then 52 steps, and then we'll catch the elevator.
Alles okay. Ich stehe schon zu. Danke.
Thanks.
Wird auch belohnt.
And here we are at the top of St. Michael's Church. And we get the beautiful 360 views of Hamburg. It's a bit windy up here and the clouds are rolling in, but so far no rain. And I hope it stays like this. We're starting off with that over there, the building, the glassy one, that's a concert hall. So they've got 3 massive concert halls in that building, but next to that there are apartments. So that tall building with the half glass, half old brickish looking building, and they only got 45 apartments. And the last one that was sold 3 years ago, it went for €11 million, only 100 square meters of the area. Moving up, this Gothic church, we'll actually go there and we'll talk about it, because that's really impressive. It's one of its kind, because it's like an open church. When I say open church, it's got no roof. Most of the building you see with the green rooftop, they're the one that survived the great fires of 1842. That's when most of the Hamburg was burnt down. And of course, same thing happened in the World War II. The city was bombed heavily. So the green roof is actually copper. So when copper oxidized over time, it changes color. So it goes green. We'll talk about it a bit more when you get closer to the buildings. This is a good way to appreciate the city. I've been walking around, and of course that's nice, but I think this is something you should consider if you do come to Hamburg. We also have an option to go up the few stairs, which I think we should whilst we're here. It's actually a really nice day. It's not the crazy cold what it's been from the last 2 weeks, but I've been in different countries, different cities. Now I'm inside the tower, and this is where we will have a look at the mechanical part of this massive clock that's been placed on top of this tower. So that was the end of the tower and the church. Now let's move on to these individual locations I spotted from the top and discuss a bit more history and fun facts. Whose dog is that? Right, so this one here, the concert building. Let me just tell you fun stuff about this one first. So it's designed as if you're looking at the ship from the front. You can't see it from here because we'll have to move, let's say you're on the screen right inside, but the roof imitates waves, which I can see from here. And the windows, they actually change color, and they change the color according to the sky and the ocean. When this building was initially, the project was discussed, they said it's going to cost them 75-ish million euros. After a couple of years, the government said, no, that's only the cost of the material. It's going to cost 200 and something million dollars. People are pretty mad. However, after 10 years of a long project, the cost of this building went to 800 and something million dollars. Now that's 10 times more. Now if you think that's going to make people mad because it's a taxpayer's money, well, there's one more thing the government did to poke people. They said they're going to charge people to get inside this building. Now imagine, you paid your tax money to get this building built, which is like way over the budget, and now they're going to charge you to get inside. So of course people were mad. They wanted to burn this building down. Probably not quite literally, but they were mad about it. So the government said, hang on a second, I've got a solution, because the government has to recover the money, right? It's got to come from somewhere. So they said, okay, if you want to grab your free ticket, you can just come to the tower, grab your free ticket, and then you can visit, no issues at all. But let us have these tickets to be sold online at least. So mainly for the tourists like you and I. So if you're a tourist, you book this ticket online, it's going to cost you 4 euros. But if you literally just walk to the tower and buy a ticket, grab your ticket, it's free. So now you all know that you can actually go there and have a free ticket. Very expensive project. I don't blame people for getting mad. So you're looking at the old warehouses now. They were used back in the days to store a lot of goods such as clothes, coffee, etc. But once the invention of the containers, the shipping containers, these buildings kind of become obsolete. They had no use to them. So the government turned them into mostly museums, offices, and Hamburg is known for having some absurd museums. There's so many museums in the city that some of them are just out of imagination. A few years ago, there was a museum opened here. It's called Museum of Popcorn. Guess how long it lasted? Just a couple of months. That's a weird idea. Like, I don't know. Like, but that's what happened when you're trying to force open something. It didn't work. But it's quite popular spot for all the offices. And also there is a miniature world over there, miniature wonderland. I haven't been inside, but apparently it books out like way in advance, and I can see from here there are a lot of people standing outside. The tours, they're open until sometimes 2 a.m. in the morning during the peak hours. The idea inside is apparently they have built all these famous cities in a miniature version, and the amount of details, that's crazy. It's 22 euros a ticket. I'm not sure how I'm gonna be able to manage my time. I doubt it, but if I do happen to go inside, I will make a video. But that's something that is super famous to do in Hamburg when people come over here. Looking at this canal, it's all dried up. But I was here a couple of hours ago when I did the tour, and it wasn't this dry. Probably a couple of meters from the side it was dry, but there was water up to these big pillars. But when I was here last night, the water was all the way where you see these dark bits. Why is that happening? Well, the canals are actually, they are based on tides. Even though the city is 100 and something kilometers away from the ocean, but these canals are still dependent on the tides. So as the tide goes up and down, so is this canal. So when I did the walk yesterday, I literally walked across this platform and it was dead straight. And now it's got a incline, decline, depend which way you're looking at. And you can tell the tide changes because the water is fresh. The walls are still wet. And there's a bit of water seeping down as well. So we're just going to be walking through this church. It's not the biggest one. And once we get to the other side, I'll show you something really interesting. So you can catch a lift. The cost is 6 euros. Now this is pretty much it. And as I spoke earlier, it's an open church. So these are the walls of the church. It's quite clearly visible. This church was too destroyed many times. And I'm talking about the Great Fires, the World War, because the town was heavily bombed. And for someone wondering, was the roof blown out? No, they never had a roof. This was the actual design. Open roof church. So here we are at the last bit of this video and this tour. I'm right now in the town hall, the most prominent location in the town. There is some sort of conference happening where a lot of big brass or big heads of the states are here. That's why there's a lot of police presence. But that's not usually how it is, apparently. So, let me just give you a bit of a rundown. Let's start from the roof. So the roof, the green roofs are actually copper. So back in the days, copper wasn't as expensive as it is now. And it's very agile, very solid material. The one next to it, it's also copper, but you see parts of that got a darkish brown actual copper color, but the green is oxidized. So that building over there, it's a Uniqlo, and they wanted to have some ventilation up there, so they installed some new copper, which gonna take many hundreds of years, I believe, to oxidize and match and become green, just like this one is. Moving on from copper roof to, so you see from there's a balcony, and just above the balcony there are statues, and those are the kings of Hamburg. And above them, I mean, let's say between those statues there are windows, and on top of the window you see little statues just sitting on top of the corner of the triangular, the shade. And those are just common men. They're all holding some sort of trade. Someone's a fisherman, someone's a carpenter. So this was a good message back in the days, the common person is above the king. Now, above of that are 4 women, which are the 4 virtues of life. The woman on the left is holding a sword, which depicts courage. Next to her, it's Christianity. She's holding a cross, religion, faith. And now the third one, she's actually holding a bunch of arrows, which depicts unity. And the last, the far right of the screen, is the woman holding a torch, which is liberty or knowledge. So that's quite of an impressive building, and somehow it survived. It survived all the bombing. It's because there was a river not too far from here, and when the Allied forces, the UK and the US, when they were circling, the bombers in the city, it was good for them to kind of like predict the location of this town hall. They wanted to destroy it badly by the location of the river. But the Nazis, they were very clever. So what they did, they covered it with the tarp and just painted some like fake bridges and stuff. So for the bombers to see that from the above, they couldn't really pinpoint where exactly to drop the bomb in order to destroy the town hall. And it worked, it survived. All right, guys, I'm hungry. It's about 3 p.m. and I had enough, a lot of walking. I almost did a double of a walk today, but I hope you guys enjoyed this tour. I'm leaving Hamburg tomorrow, and I'm leaving Germany and Europe tomorrow. I'm going to Dubai. Stay there for a few days and then go into Asia and explore that bit. So I would love for you guys to join the journeys. So if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing, and that way you can do these travels along with me. Saying that, I'll leave you to it. If you ever get a chance, come to Hamburg. It's okay, it's not too bad. Much better impression than when I first got off the bus. But that's okay. Big city problems, we're not going to go into that. All right, you guys take care, and I'll enjoy some sunshine and find a location to have some food.